What up, dog?
What up?
It was a little pause there.
It was. Welcome back to the #1 podcast in the city of Detroit.
For sure.
The Str8 Shoot'N podcast is in the motherfucking building.
Yo.
I am DR motherfucking E.
John Q and this bitch, what up?
This your girl Keys.
Frank G in the building.
And lovely Lena.
And we got some special guests in the building.
do.
We had a packed show last week. We got one this
Yeah.
week too. And we got the lovely Brandy
J.
in
Hey,
the
girl.
building.
What up, though, Brandy?
We're going to hop into an interview with Brandy in a little bit. But we also got my brother back in the motherfucking
Yes, brother
building.
is
Yeah,
back.
Detroit, Red, what up,
Red
Red?
is in the house.
Red is in the motherfucking building.
You know what? Let me say this. It looks so much better when you two share a mic, don't it?
Man.
They look so much cuter sharing a mic.
It look way better than us.
Right, that didn't work, man. Nephew, that shit didn't work. That shit didn't work. But those two work.
I ain't gonna lie, from home, I was kind of wondering what was going on with that.
Right.
But it ran out of mic.
We ran out of mic.
Me in the full house. Let's start good.
Right, so how y'all weekend go? Let's go, Frank.
Nigga.
He said nigga.
And I'm sorry, I don't use that word, but nigga.
Never heard you use that word.
First of all, let me say I missed y'all. I missed the family. I missed
Oh,
y'all.
yeah, for sure.
Sorry I didn't make the meeting Sunday.
No, that's cool.
I missed Keys. We haven't had a verbal joust back and
coming,
forth
though.
in a minute. You know what I'm saying?
Something to take me off.
The weekend started like nobody called me a liar this weekend. Now one woman, she said she didn't think I was a liar. She didn't even think I was telling a lie. You see what I'm saying? I didn't even hear Key's voice in my head saying, "You a motherfucking narcissistic liar." I'm looking around. Keys, is that you? Is that? The whole weekend was just fire. It was just fire. Like
what's up,
it
man.
was Soul Skate weekend.
That's because he didn't get caught in a lie.
So I didn't. I'm gonna be real. I didn't have time to lie. I didn't have time to lie. I skated till 5, got home at 6 Friday night.
Okay.
Red and I had a show in the afternoon. What time it started? Like 1 o'clock.
You talking about when I talked to y'all too
So-
on Sunday?
I'm tired as hell, and it's a clean show.
Okay.
So I'm like, I gotta figure out what I can't say because kids are sitting in the front row.
Man.
So we get through that shit because it's hot as hell. It's
Hot
about
as
90
hell.
degrees.
Yes.
And you know, light skin. You know, we you know.
My 2 melanin cells
Right.
wasn't holding up well at all.
Rolled down to Burt's Warehouse after that because I broke out. Went to a day party.
Okay.
Went skating again from 12 to 5. Right.
Damn.
Fucking fell twice.
Damn.
Man.
Fell and busted my ass twice. Okay.
You feeling that shit right now, ain't you?
You know what? I am. Like the first time, like somebody ran into the back of me and I thought I was going to stay up, but he spun me around, right? Then I tried to go past this I'm going to say it, this fat bitch was holding up. Okay.
You with fat bitches.
When you in a rink with 400 people,
Passing on the left.
here's the deal. When you in a rink with 400 people and they moving, you got to know how to skate.
Yeah.
All right. So this bitch in the way, and this bitch was big. So I go
said she was
around
in
her,
the
the back of her skate hit the back of my skate.
Damn.
I'm like, you big ass bitch, you big ass. So now I'm getting off the floor, you know. But that's part of the game. So then Sunday, I went to a prom. They had a sneaker ball.
Okay.
So everybody was dressed up with sneakers. Nobody wanted to leave. It was off the hook. So then Sunday night skated again. They had Chicago fire.
Man, you ought to be
Atlanta
about fucking
fire.
50 pounds and shit as much as you
Man,
are
I think I lost at least 35.
So what, it was a Detroit versus Chicago
No,
versus Atlanta?
it's a soul skate, so they do it every 2 years. So
Okay.
people come from all over. They had people from Japan, London,
shit,
like Ohio does this routine where they jump up in the air
damn.
and they spin around. Like Chicago got fired. This one girl literally was skating, took off her skate, laid horizontal on her skate where she was on her back.
God damn.
Skated on one skate, rolled off, and did a split, and the rink went crazy.
I'm tired just
Damn.
from you
Right.
describing
Hell yeah.
it.
That sounds
Yeah,
like
I ain't never seen no shit like
confused.
that.
Shit in my head and shit.
Yeah, they had a blind dude skating in there.
Man.
Oh, they did?
Yeah, and like they would give him the outside, and he was rolling, and what would happen is his wife would blow a whistle to let him know to slow down. So if he had to go right, she would tap his wrist.
Okay.
Go right, tap it, and everybody knew, so they would give him the outside. It was just like, it just shows you how to overcome things.
So he was skating better than you, and he was blind, you said?
You know what? Yeah, I fell twice. Shit. But here's the thing. In that situation, everybody was falling. Because the bottom line is this. You got 400 people.
Right.
And everybody's skating, trying to maneuver. Somebody's going to run into somebody.
Yeah.
You feel me?
That's
You
a lot of
got to
people.
know how to skate. And when people skate, the first thing they don't want to do is fall.
Yeah.
But fall is part of the game. Everybody falls.
Yeah.
You just get the fuck up and keep rolling. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
So yes, he was skating better than me. You making that little look like I don't fall. He didn't fall, you know. But yeah, so it was
What's
live.
up, then?
All
We
right.
weren't judging. We
All
were
right.
just,
Right.
inspiring.
So how your weekend go, Keys?
My weekend went really, really well. It did. You
Can't
know.
remember. Hey, look, you can't remember again. You can't
I'm
remember
like, did she
again.
take an edible? She
Right.
went,
I
it
did not do
did.
an edible. But no, I spent time with the kids. Like my boys, my son from college, he came to visit, and then he brought all his friends from college.
Yeah, I seen you post a video.
6'8",
Yeah.
6'6", and 6'5".
Damn.
Those were the heights.
What with all his friends on the basketball team?
Yeah, they all got 4 rides.
Okay.
With
them eyes, I believe
Shout out to them.
That's what's up. That's what's up. That's what's up.
They all were light skinned with green eyes.
That's right. There we go. Light
All
skin
three.
representing.
All 3 of them.
The tall
light-skinned
ass
with 3
fucking
eyes,
DeBarges
green
and
eyes.
shit
Yeah,
hooping.
I say y'all niggas.
We coming back for 2023, 24.
I had a good time. It was just
making a
good.
comeback.
Like, you know, we threw some
shit.
stuff on the grill, and you know, I was just
Okay.
chill with the family. That's what it
Okay.
was about. Yeah, chill with the family.
All right. Now, what about you, Lena? Uh-oh.
Oh shit.
I didn't have a good weekend, to be honest. I was out for the count for sure. So a little bit of pain, but I made the most of it. I got some sunshine, but I mean, I'm not gonna lie, I had to take it easy because the way my neck was feeling, I was like, I don't know if I'm gonna come on Tuesday, y'all.
Yeah.
So yeah, honestly,
What was
usually
you
I
doing
have more
when
to
your
say.
neck was hurting like that?
Man.
I wanted for it to be that actually, but that's not even the case.
So
If
was
it's
you
gonna be
good
that,
to a
let it be
veteran?
that.
That's what he wants to know.
And you guys are funny. No, I don't have much to say about it, but I've been struggling with some medical stuff
Right.
for 2 years.
Right.
It's not been fun, and I encourage people to take care of your health because at the end of the day, these employers will be like, "You coming to work? Are you still sick? When
Yeah.
you come to work, are you dying?
Yeah,
Are
they don't
you
give
still
a
coming
shit.
in though?"
You still coming
They
in.
do not care. So
They
you
don't,
have to
yeah.
really
They
be an
never did.
advocate for yourself, and you
Yeah.
have to really like just be mindful about, you know, if you can't work, how are you supposed to make money? So your health is your wealth, and that's not even just a saying, that's a real thing. So I encourage everybody to take that serious. If you feel something don't feel right in your heart, you know, go see somebody, go talk to somebody. Like, make it make sense for you, because at the end of the day, if you can't work, you don't have money. So stop playing.
I'm definitely
agree,
a firm believer of
100%.
that.
Yeah, so definitely
After
take care of yourself.
Going through what I went through, so
Yeah.
What about you, Dre?
What about
I've
you?
been through some shit.
Oh, yeah.
Oh, you talking about? Oh, we don't get to meet.
Like, skip everybody. Go ahead, Red.
What up, Red? How your weekend and shit besides, say, you know, cracking some clean jokes and shit?
Red's birthday's tomorrow. Let me.
Oh, yeah. Happy birthday, Red.
One more year to get drunk as I want to. That's how that goes. Well, I did shows all weekend, so it was a working weekend for me. Had to do some stuff on the other podcast. You know, I mess around with, and we got a event coming up. So just working all weekend. I had a ball this weekend. I'm still not completely sober. And don't intend to be until about the 5th of June.
It's
So
your birthday, so.
Oh yeah, look here. I might not remember this after I get out of here today. But yeah, just worked all weekend telling jokes and you know, enjoying the holiday. Went and seen what was that? Doctor Strange 2 at the drive-in.
Okay.
Yeah, went to the drive-in last night. So
Okay.
just chilling. Didn't really do a whole lot of nothing.
Okay, all right. Well, as far as my shit actually started and shit on Thursday and shit. I went to the Detroit Brawl in Dearborn to watch Coach Khalil and Jafar as a fighter or whatever. you know, put in some work. You know what I'm saying? You know, so. Besides that and shit, you know what I'm saying? I just really kind of took it easy and shit. Did some more like, you know, recording shit in the studio and went out to eat, little bullshit. You know what I'm saying? Cut my grass, worked out. That's about it.
Hey, G, I'm just gonna say this. From my left side, I'm feeling like
lot of hate, lot of hate, right? Lot of hate.
hot on the left.
Lot of hate.
I'm about to catch a heat stroke on my left arm.
Hold on. I want to shout out and shit for chopping it up and shit. They was in the building and shit at the fight too. You know what I'm saying? So that's our other podcast and shit family and shit. So, you know what I'm saying? So.
I know when I hear
What you talking about?
Right, because when I hear that, I get nervous.
Right. Like you ain't telling the whole story. Like Keys.
Y'all want me to really motherfucking put some shit on the floor?
Yes, we do.
Uh-oh.
I have a problem with the fact that we was not up in the building because Q didn't say shit.
Uh-oh.
Man, hey, listen, I'm gonna tell you like this. I ain't say shit because I bought my fucking tickets.
And I could
And
have
look, and it wasn't this shit I wasn't going and shit on no media shit initially because I got invited, but I was being supportive and shit to my boys. You know what I'm saying?
I just wanted to be informed that way I could have bought my ticket and I could have used it for media time.
Fight back right here on Str8 Shoot'N podcast.
So hold on, let's be real then. Hey, look, since you want to say that, Jen, since you be out there in the streets and shit all the damn time.
All the damn time.
You doing shit, you don't invite me to shit.
Networking.
You don't invite me to shit.
You ain't gonna come.
Man, you don't know what I'm gonna do.
And
Especially on the
accused
weekend.
defense,
I'm
you
not gonna
could have
I'm not gonna
invited
hang
me.
out and shit all the time on no Tuesday.
I wouldn't have went.
So let's be real. So no, hold on. You damn right on Tuesday, cause look, just like last Tuesday, you had to work, right? And you got your ass up out of here quick as hell, right? Yeah. See, exactly. Oh no. This ain't no deflecting. It's just the actual truth.
I just want to know who's supposed to be the goddamn headliner. That's all I want to know. Who's supposed to be the goddamn headliner?
I'm gonna let you close. I don't want to stay.
So once again and shit, invite me and I'll hang and shit. Depending on
this
what I'm
a trade
doing.
for a trade.
Ain't really
So
no
when I
trade
go to
for
the
a
titty bar, you
trade.
coming up in that bitch?
Yes.
Absolutely not. You know what I mean?
Exactly.
Hey, look. Anyway, Dre, how was your weekend, though? You know what I mean?
Hey, I tried to save you. I skipped over everybody. I had to.
Ain't no saving nothing.
I mean, I ain't really do too much of shit, man. Saturday, I went and ate at the Tiki Bar out in what's that, Waterford? Mm-hmm. Yeah, so I was out there. That's how I discovered this drink
Wait, in Wall
that y'all
Lake or
drinking and shit.
Hold on. I want to hear the same shit with Dre.
Let me see.
Yeah.
No. I'm asking because there's one like not too far from me and it's right off the water.
It is off the water, so I might get the city.
It's Wall Lake, I think.
Wall Lake, you're right. It is Wall Lake. So that's
Okay,
why
yeah,
I was.
I've been there.
And
How
they
was your
have-
experience?
But I've been there a few times. I like it though. It's just
I
so.
ain't care for it.
You didn't? It's cool. It's cool. They got good food to me. And only thing it be so packed in that motherfucker where you gotta wait to get a table like an hour, almost 2 hours and shit. But they had this little concert going on and shit. So I mean, it was cool. But then after that, I didn't really do shit. Went home, laid my ass down. Yes, Sunday. I barbecue because I wasn't doing that shit yesterday, and I had my kids and my grandkids and shit
Who
over.
barbecued then?
What you say? What happened to the barbecue?
Who barbecued? I feel like nobody was barbecuing.
Like yesterday? No, I ain't barbecued yesterday.
My wife
Sunday
did.
I did.
I had
I swear I called so
fried
many
orange
different people and
roughy.
nobody was barbecuing.
Yeah,
I went to the Fish King.
Trying to get a plate.
Saturday and
Wasn't nobody
Sunday.
about to do that shit because most people had to go to work and shit the next day. So.
Yeah.
But that's basically it. I ain't really do too much of shit, man. I laid back, chilled, you know what I'm saying? Kicked it with my grandkids, laughed at their asses, and that's about it.
Hold on, dog. No, go ahead. Go ahead. Read
So
him.
basically, he
Read
wanted
him.
help for you for going to the tiki bar.
Yeah. Don't pass this shit around.
We're talking about a
That's
whole
different.
event. These are two different things. We're talking about an event that we actually should have been to.
Okay, he went to some MMA shit. Yeah, remember
When
that?
did you go to the
Yeah,
event?
you said the shit.
That was a couple months ago. But
Hey, look, but she said the shit though. Hey, look, but she ain't gonna fucking go hard on you though. See what I'm saying?
This all I really just got from this. Gee, why did you just snitch like that?
Yeah. No, you know what?
You know what? He was
Hey,
one of
look,
them people.
you know why?
Q was one of them people.
You know
Q
why?
got called
Because he posted it and then you said some shit. And look, he posted it and then you said some shit in the comments and you was like, oh, y'all went to all these events and I ain't getting no advice. That's the only reason why I said
what you're saying is she already addressed it?
No,
she sit up there and made that comment and shit on motherfucking Facebook or some shit. And then she was like, oh, y'all be going to all kind of shit and don't need motherfucking
So ultimately, here's the thing.
For our special guest.
You gonna tell on everybody.
This is normal. They've been doing this since we started.
So this is basically it. Like, I can't hold Q accountable because he was invited to that shit. It wasn't the show invited. That's the same thing what happened to me with the MMA shit. I got tickets because I knew one of the fighters in there. So that was the only reason we had to pay for the motherfucking tickets though. But
$80.
But I feel, Keys, we need to, from this point, we do need to, whatever is event going on, we need to, if we get any type of plug on it, try to set it up.
Because if I would have known about it, I definitely would have been in there.
But Keys, what did I tell you though? I said I actually, when I found out and shit that he was actually selling the tickets, I was trying to get us to come on there and shit in that capacity or whatever. But he was like, "Oh, it's too late and this, that, and other." I said, "Well, dog, why you ain't tell me?" You know what I'm saying? Right. So I actually did try to work on it. You see what I'm saying?
So Brandy, how was your weekend?
It was pretty okay. I was just with my family.
She like, y'all motherfuckers wild as hell.
She said after all of that, I'm not telling y'all the rest. It was all right.
It was pretty chill.
Okay.
I was just with family and friends.
Okay. All right.
You ain't do nothing special.
My weekend was quieter than y'all.
She like, hell no.
Okay.
Relax.
We done scared the shit out of you already. She interview me so I can go.
No, it's okay. Y'all silly.
This is normal. They've been doing this since October.
This is
This is just us.
Yeah.
We don't
Q
be
should have
scary
forewarned
friends.
you.
No, I'm not
He
scared.
should have gave you a label saying enter at your own risk.
I'm okay.
So look, we about to hop into the sponsors right quick, and then we gonna get into the shot of the day. Today's episode is brought to you by Dr8 Fashion. You can find Dr8 at 3031 West Grand Boulevard, Suite 180, or you could go to dr8fashion.com, or you can find us on Instagram, Facebook. If you're trying to find high-end clothes that some other people do not have, where you gonna stick out and have some one-of-a-kind items, come down, check us out. We have everything you need, and we fair prices too. It's like, some people don't think you don't, but you don't come into a high-end store thinking to spend Target prices. So don't come in there.
So Drake, can I ask you a question?
Tarjay.
Do you have this short set named Essential? Do you have any essential clothes?
I do not, because we carry our own shit.
Right, okay. Because I know you do your own brand. So I walked in the store this weekend looking for something to match this hat I bought from a custom hat maker. And they had a short set. They wanted $360 for this short set named Essential. Now, I give everybody support, whatever, right? And I looked at that set, and I was like, before I spend this kind of money with you, my Chaldean brother, I got to go holler at my man Drake, because at least his T-shirt like $120.
Yep, depending on which one you get.
Yeah, I would never spend a car note on a short set. I'm just telling you.
I'm glad you said that. I'm glad you're here, because Keys wants this motherfucking trench coat, right? And she been on me about it. Nah, that's your girl. You told me hands off. So you go ahead, now that you back.
If you can't afford the trench coat, just say that. Put it on everybody else.
Listen here. With quiet pay, we can afford the world. 4 easy payments. I'll get you to each side.
Okay.
Y'all crazy.
So we also sponsored by
Gym Animal Muscle Gang Fitness Enterprises LLC. So if you're looking for the best personal training, say group training, one-on-one training, say health and self supplements when it comes to detoxing, weight loss, and so forth. Also, say apparel, come holler at me and shit. I can be found on Instagram and Facebook under Gym Animal Muscle Gang. And also check out my websites, gamg.shop and also gamg.firstfitness.com. All right. And then we are also sponsored by All Problems Eliminated, which is APE. This is This is a home restoration and home repair company, okay? So if you need new flooring, painting to your house, new furnace, cabinets, whatever, anything essential, say, around your house that you want to get done, new anything, just give Teron a call at area code 269-448-3508, and he can also be reached on Instagram at ape.tl. And then we are also sponsored by
Premium Haul Logistics. We are actually hiring right now. We need some drivers. So if you have your Class A CDL and you are interested in driving for a company, that pays top dollar, you can hit me up at Amber, AMBER, Kia, KEYA 85 at gmail.com. Once again, that is Premium Haul Logistics.
All right. And what else we got, Frank?
Hey, it's 80 degrees outside.
Definitely.
If you hoop, if you skate, you got to keep your balls fresh.
Fresh ball.
Fresh ball spray. Essence of nuts.
About minute.
Be in the court, be on the rink. Sweat, but be fresh. That's all I'm saying. I had the fresh ball spray with me all weekend.
Yeah, all that skating you was doing, you was spraying away.
Fresh ball spray. Get yours today.
What I love is how Keys jumped in.
She jumped in. It took her 3 weeks, but she got here. We appreciate that, Keys.
Thank you.
All right.
So now we about to do shot of the day.
What we got?
Let's toast to my brother being back in the building and his birthday.
Definitely.
Happy
Thank y'all. 49, trying to keep it
Happy
going,
birthday.
baby. Thank you. Miss Brandy down there.
Happy birthday.
Yes, Lord. Now I'm almost old enough to hit somebody with a rusty pocket knife and not go to jail.
Gonna be out here like MacGyver and shit.
Right.
Hey, you'd be surprised what I can do with a straw, a pair of scissors, and a shoelace.
Let me tell you about Red. I appreciate Red 150%. Red is a real brother. Red has talked me out of some shit. He just talked me out of some shit this past weekend. Am I right, Red?
Yeah.
Red talked me out of some gangster shit. Because if I feel disrespect, Red would tell you, if I get pissed, it's on. So Red is like,
Like, just hold off.
yeah, you got to think about that
Right.
one, right? You know, so.
See, a lot of people don't understand with the light-skinned community, they be wanting to take advantage of us because we light-skinned.
They be trying that shit.
Trying to play us because of our melanin cell count.
Right.
What they don't understand is light people really have some bad tempers, and if you meet a light-skinned
Definitely.
person with a decent temper, trust me, it just takes a couple words to bring out their real temper.
See, that's crazy.
We some loving people, and Frank, I have to keep him down. That's my big bro. I can't just let him run out.
I got mad love for him.
Plus, I ain't got no bond money to get him out, so I might as well talk him out beforehand.
Oh, shit. All right, now, so we about to go to the next segment, which is shooting the shit.
Shooting that shit. Speaking of that, man, so
It's time to shoot the shit with Str8 Shoot'N podcast.
You say, wait a minute, hold on.
That's what they call a hot mic.
Play the video.
I never played the whole thing.
Oh, are you guys gonna play the video?
No, it's not no video.
No, you could just hop right to it, Lena.
Yep.
All right, well, let's get into it. So y'all remember O.J. Simpson, right?
Yes.
Well, now we got a woman version. And it's kind of like, why would you write the book, though? So if you look at the article, it says, jury finds how to murder your husband, author guilty of murdering her husband.
Wow.
That's like taking a gun, shooting somebody with it, and leaving it right there.
Right.
Why would you do that?
Hey, watch this. That's the white version of what rappers do.
Pretty much, I guess so. You're right.
You're right.
The rappers put it in the lyrics. She just wrote a book like bestseller, How to Murder Your
But
Husband.
really, the
Getting
TV
indicted
show,
right now, as we speak.
the TV show How to Get Away with Murder was based on that shit.
Yeah, that's
You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
So yeah, it's a good like now, like you can if you got a good ass lawyer,
Yeah, because all they're going to do is paint that picture.
right?
You know what I'm saying? To say that you're not fucking guilty.
And I want to give a shout out to Viola Davis, one of our powerful queens in acting. She really,
I love
I didn't even want to watch that show, but after the first episode, and she was in it, and she just really brought it home.
show.
Yeah, she's very good. How to
Yeah.
Get Away with Murder.
100.
She a
So
hell of
my
an
thing
actress.
is though, like, you gonna write a book telling? I wonder. if
Snitching
she,
on yourself.
I wonder if she went about the whole shit. She did it the way she said in the book.
Yeah, like I wonder how true the accuracy is to the actual act
To
of
what
the
she
event.
did.
Yeah.
I'm
That's
sure
kind
she
of.
dropped a lot of hints.
Did the article say how she killed them?
She I think when I was reading it or whatever, if I'm not, mistaken or whatever and shit, she actually shot him at his employment or whatever, right? Like it was at a campus or something. Like I think he was
Right.
a culinary he was a culinary instructor at a college or whatever. So yeah, they got her and shit on camera and everything, leaving the site.
morning,
You know what I'm
too.
saying? When it happened,
She
yeah.
tried to
They got her
Bitch,
on
them
camera
red
having
peppers
that
you
time
made
to
last
write
night
the
was
book.
bullshit.
That's what I'm not understanding.
Now was she
So
convicted?
She
She
wrote the
actually
book before.
she wrote the book before
And
it
then
happened.
they decided to go
yeah.
back and do some research.
Yeah, they
No,
like
no, she did the murder
So
after
she
she
did
wrote the
that.
book.
Yeah, so she already.
So she
it's pretty
told-
much like she manifested some
Yeah.
shit. You know what I'm saying?
That's premeditated.
That's
Yeah, all day.
Yeah.
You snitched on yourself before you did some shit to snitch on yourself.
Absolutely.
So
If
she
I'm
got
gonna
hyped up off the
manifest
show.
something, I'm gonna manifest something powerful and
Yeah.
useful, not like divorce that man.
Listen though, but she been
Yeah.
plotting to kill this motherfucker for the longest. That's why she wrote
Yeah.
the book and shit.
Like I said, she
Her ass had been
manifested.
thinking
Yeah.
and shit. So she watched the fucking show. She like, yeah, I can use that. I can
Yep.
do this way. And her dumb ass went and killed
You
him.
know what though?
So, but my question is to you guys: what would you do that you could get away with? Like, what would be one thing in this world that you would do that you wish
Not
you could get
say
away
shit right now.
with? I mean, I wouldn't think that we're silly enough to, expose something, but obviously something you're not gonna do, but in the back of your
I
mind, like,
ain't
damn, if I
saying
could do
shit.
that, I'd do
If
that.
I could get away with something,
Don't
it
say
would
it.
definitely be robbing a bank. If I could
That's
get
why
away
I'm like,
with it,
some
I
people
would.
would say that.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? How many
Yeah, I
people
would
say that
rather
they don't
that.
actually manifest that?
Hey, Keith, we gonna talk after the show. I got
Brand's like, I got you.
I've been working on it for 29 years.
You know what I mean? Like for real
That's
shit.
crazy.
Reality is though, is like I said, she didn't do nothing no different than what the rappers do. Only difference is she probably wrote the book, got really popular. We got a TV series out of it. She couldn't leave like she wanted to, because at this point now she got to give up some of that wealth, that fame, that fortune, and she probably got to thinking like, this motherfucker's better dead than with half my shit.
Well, what's
And she
interesting
tried
about money, they were saying like she was investing into life insurance. And my biggest thing is like, well, I don't know if that's really like a feasible argument, because if you're smart, you're going to invest into life insurance. And I think like what happened with COVID and what's going on with people, like people have done that increasingly more. So I don't know, to me, if that's a great defense. Not saying she didn't do it or she did do it. I don't know, but it doesn't look too good, because then in the morning she's like on camera leaving his workplace. And it's like,
Yeah.
oh, I don't remember that. Oh, you don't? Okay. So my thing is the whole life insurance thing. I don't know if that's a really like a viable defense.
It's a woman scorn. It's a woman scorn. Like this one dude, like this woman poisoned him with antifreeze.
Oh, he did.
I remember
Every
that.
night.
I remember that.
She was feeding it to him and
Yeah, like how in the fuck?
Shit, yeah.
Like just if you hate me that much, you
Just
know what
leave
I'm
me the
saying?
fuck
Just
alone.
leave.
Right,
Yeah.
like a woman, like really?
Yeah.
That's all I'm saying. You want to leave me? Just tell me bye. That's it.
Right.
We ain't got to argue. We ain't got. Please don't hurt me.
Don't look at me like that. She looking like
Frank always got the woman scorn and the woman this.
But he ain't lying. A scorned woman is the most dangerous adversary to have on the planet.
I Okay, so I get why sometimes men get caught up in the I don't want to leave her, you know, we got kids, or, you know, I might have something to lose or whatever. But I don't know, maybe it was like she needed him financially. I don't know. I mean,
Maybe.
I mean, if you gotta-
most times when somebody thinking about murder in those situations, like I said, I believe she had got her
she asked for
accolades.
spousal support or something, like divorce, and they asked for it. You know,
No, he wanted alimony. He's
he
like,
wanted alimony.
he had to think about it. She done wrote this book. They based the whole series off of the book. She got paid for that.
That's true.
So now
She probably was like, no, you ain't about to get none of my bread. I'm going to kill your ass.
and she probably felt her independence when she done made her way with
And
this
she
book,
did.
and she wanted to be done with whatever BS he was putting her through.
Yeah.
Well,
Go get it on your own.
No,
hey,
don't say
wait,
that,
you know, wait a minute, Keys. We ain't gonna do this.
Right.
Keys done busted out some windows. Don't act like she has it.
And cut some tires, keyed up some gym
That's a
shoes.
woman's scorn.
Yeah.
I ain't did nothing.
How many underwear you done cut a hole in? They can't even keep their thing in their shit because you done cut a hole in the drawers.
In the sidewalk.
Blaming it on
I was
Marks
supposed to
and
say,
shit.
like,
I ain't gonna
I know
damage
women
your
that
shit. What I
do
do
that
is go,
shit,
it's
cut
gonna
holes
hurt.
in your underwear, and that's
I'm gonna
the
do
least
something
you
mental.
I'm a snitch on myself, though. I'd be a cartel leader.
You look at it. Your
I
name
would
is
be a
Frank
cartel.
Lee. Frank, you got
I'd be a cartel boss.
Yeah.
If I could get away with that shit, I'd be a straight cartel boss.
Yes, I
Yes,
know the
that's real
whole
talk.
east side of Detroit,
Yep.
and they never know who I am. My undercover name would be Mr. Eastside.
I wouldn't do it from here though. I'd like run it from Mexico for real, for real.
Yeah.
You know, where they don't have an expedition treaty
some shit like on
or some
Ozark
shit
and
like that. Yeah. Yeah. Like you
Or
gotta
Queen
come
of the
to me.
South.
Right, Queen of the South and shit, yeah.
Queen of the South. There you go. There you go.
I'm gonna tell you something. I watched Queen of the South. My problem with her was she always had a goddamn great solution that she never had to suffer.
Yeah.
Think about it. She came up from a drug mule, and then she was the queen pen, and had a solution for every problem.
They tried to base it on Giselle Blanco. You know who Giselle Blanco is? Yeah, she is like the queen of like
Griselda
back in the
Blanco.
70s.
Yeah.
Yep.
Yeah.
She was a billionaire.
Yeah, she was.
Okay.
She was the one going. She went head to head with Pablo.
Yeah. Like she was ruthless. Like this chick, like damn.
Yeah, but that just goes to show you how that shit carries on though, because she was in jail all that time. Soon as she got out,
She got killed.
she got killed.
Yeah.
So we gonna hop into our
Hop into the interview, yes,
with
yes.
Miss Brandy J, owner of Beacon Short Fashion.
Hold on. Do that shit over, y'all.
Right,
You know what I'm
right.
saying? We gotta make sure and shit our guests and
Rewind
shit
that
get
shit.
that shit. Yeah, come on, y'all. Introducing to Str8 Shoot'N podcast, our special guest, Brandy J. What up?
What up, though, Brandy?
Hey.
Welcome to Str8 Shoot'N.
Introduce yourself to the world.
So I'm Brandy J, the owner of Couture Styles and Fashion Lover Luxury.
Okay. So how long you been in business?
Well, I first started out in 2015. I took a break. I had an online store. I lost a kid in the meantime during that, so I closed down. And then I just reopened up in 2018 and been going ever since then.
Okay.
Congratulations.
Thank you.
So what do you all design and stuff like that or whatever?
So I design handbags, earrings, belts. I'm just trying to put my name on everything.
Love that
Okay.
handbag, by the way.
Thank
Love
you.
that bag.
Thank you so much.
Now, do you actually do the actual designs yourself, or do you have a team or people and
Well,
stuff?
I
working
have
with
a manufacturer, so I
Okay.
give them my idea, and they pretty much go from there.
you? Okay.
And that's how we
So
create.
that purse, that's one of your.
Yes, this is one of my
that's dope.
bags, a mini backpack. I'm working on mini totes
Okay.
and a pajama line.
That's dope.
Okay.
I like that purse. That's fat.
Thank you. It
They
says,
don't even
What you
look
think,
like a
Keys?
purse.
Yeah, you might have to.
it says Fashion Lover on it. If you don't know what the letters mean, it says Fashion Lover
Okay.
on it. Yeah.
Yeah, no, that's nice.
Thank you.
So let me ask you this: in today's fashion trends, what do you find to be the most popular when it comes to purses? Because we watch purses go from big to small, to medium to big, to big to big to small. What's the most popular trend for women in bags now?
Right now, I'm gonna say mini bags, the mini totes, Louis Vuitton, Gucci. Everybody is having like small bags and like bright.
Yeah, right now.
Yep.
And they cost more than the big bag.
Yeah.
So what would a price point of something like that be?
Okay, so for mine, I tried to think of, people that really can't afford the high end. So I was selling this for like $220.
Okay.
That's not bad.
Yeah, so my bags range from $170 to $220.
Okay.
Another $140, I'm paying a car note. And you carry that on your
But
arm. Lord
hey,
Jesus.
we'll buy Louis Vuitton and Gucci, and that's two car
Trust
notes.
me, I feel you.
No, I won't.
But people will.
Yeah.
But
Yeah.
most of us will.
Yeah.
Yeah. So, but I was gonna say, being in fashion too. Even I know you try to say you're trying to make it to affordable, but don't doggone bid yourself out. You know
I'm
what
not.
saying?
I trust me.
Yeah.
I'm not. My mindset is, if you want it,
Yep,
you'll buy it.
yep,
Right.
exactly.
Don't matter how
Yep,
much it
that's
costs.
how it got to be. Yep.
Yep.
So is your plan to stick with the handbags, mini purses? What do you plan on for the future of the company?
Actually, I want to be in a high-end store like Neiman's and all over the world, not just my hometown, but I want to be in a high-end store. So I'm working on like bettering my product, and that's my main goal.
Okay.
Okay.
Let me ask you this: like, where is the furthest place that somebody ordered something from that got you? You know what I'm saying? Like, is it outside of the country, or is it just
Not
inside
outside of the country yet.
Okay.
Mostly in the States.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay. So
I
maybe
can't
like-
think off rip because I done had numerous of orders, so I really don't know like exactly, but just basically in the States.
Like, have you sold anything to like any kind of like well-known people or famous people and stuff?
Yes, Mama D, little scrappy mama. Yep. So
Okay.
that was pretty dope. And I don't know if you know the twins. It's some twin girls. They mom have my product. It's a few celebrities who have them.
Okay.
They didn't buy them, but
Okay.
yeah.
Okay. All right.
So, like, I think as entrepreneurs, there's always like obstacles or there's challenges, and yours is by far very, very different. And to kind of like pick back up where you left off, like, what would you say was your perseverance or your reason why? Like, because what you just disclosed to us, like, that's deep, you know. And it's too easy, I think, in that situation to give up because there's a lot of hurt, there's a lot of pain involved in that, and I think that when you're in those emotions, it's hard to think outside of that. So, like, what made you come back to that project or what you started?
It's just my passion. I love fashion from low end to high end, and that's what keeps me going. I don't want to give up. I have my hard times, my ups, my downs, where I want to kick stuff over, cry.
Yeah.
But I'm like, if I stop, I'll never know how far I can go.
Right.
Yeah.
So just my passion for it.
At what age did you realize you had an eye for fashion?
High school. High school. I love the Gucci. I mean, not Gucci, but the Coogee, Rockaware, everything, Hush Puppies. I just loved it. So although I couldn't afford it, I was like into
I
it.
was
Like,
gonna ask you that. Were you one of those girls that was all like had all the labels?
no. I didn't come from that type of background, but I admired it because it's just what I like, And I was like, when I'm getting older, I'm getting all that. But but then TD Jakes, he said something like, you got on everybody else's brand but your own. So when I heard that lit fire under me. Like, I'm not wearing nobody else's brand.
So do you find like family and friends always trying to shortchange you? Like, you think I can get? Why don't you let me get?
I had to make some PSAs on Facebook. Like, listen, I'm sorry, this is my only income.
Yeah.
I can't give you free nothing.
Right.
And don't inbox me because of this PSA. I had to tell them, like, I can't do it.
They don't.
And there's
understand
nothing
that.
wrong with saying that and setting boundaries.
No.
Yeah.
Because they won't say.
They won't go inside the Macy's and
No,
No,
and
and-
ask for no damn discount.
Yeah, exactly.
They don't Nike, none of that. So you're not going to shortchange me. I
And
don't
my
care
thing
for
is
me.
this: let me give you a discount. Don't ask me for shit. If I feel like giving you a discount, then I do it. But don't ask me for anything.
Absolutely.
Shit.
Let me cut it a little closer to the bone. We have a big issue in a lot of our urban ran cities as well as our industries with gentrification. We hear our folks talk about that all the time. And I tell folks, if you're supporting your own, there's nothing to gentrify because the strength that we give our businesses, our people, make us where we're independent. We don't have to sell out. We don't have to let you come in. We're not losing. So for family and friends, your support don't come from you just saying you got something from me and I damn near gave it to you for free.
Yeah.
Your support comes from you treated me just like you treat any other business or organization that you give full price to.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And they making money. If you go spend all this money with everybody else, you should never have a problem spending it with me and I'm your friend or your family.
Exactly.
But you know, support can be free. They don't even have to buy anything. You know, now we have
Yeah.
social media.
Yeah.
You can share my posts, shout me out. I have, you know, family that don't even do that. So it's like, okay, well, I know where we stand and you're gonna stay right where you at when I blow up.
Right.
Yep.
You won't be on the Christmas card list, I bet you that.
So what's the hardest thing you think in fashion that you go through? Just the biggest obstacle?
Months with no sales. It's just, you know, you gotta be strong. You gotta hold on and just keep the faith, you know.
Yeah. So do you specifically just do say designing for women? Like, have you ever thought about doing anything for like men or
I have,
like, you know,
but
like belts or something like that, or
yeah, I
wallets or
have.
something, you know?
I'm working on it, but right now it's just mainly women because I mean that's what I'm you know, that's what my brand is based upon is for the women. But I am thinking about doing belts for men, wallets.
Okay.
You know.
Just don't make those hoochie shorts at the end.
Man, say no, don't do no shit like that.
No.
If any of you fellas,
That ain't for no men. That's for the others.
first of all, you can have it for as I'm concerned, because I'm a real man.
I was just saying others.
Dre,
You
don't you
know?
sell those?
Man.
What are hoochie shorts? What's the hoochie shorts?
They got some
Talking about some nut huggers.
Me and hoochie shorts.
Man.
Dre,
You got some Dre sign? You got some Dre sign nut huggers, though?
if I come in your store and you got some mean coochie shorts,
If you come in my store and you see some shit like that,
I'm
you allowed to
protesting.
call the police and get that bitch shut down.
damn
Shit.
That's crazy.
Hell.
But I will say, like, the beauty industry is the best market to be in, no matter what, because even in 2008, as obviously we went through the recession, one of the markets that did not fail, that trended upward, was beauty. And I'm sure in the last 2 years, we're going to see that same trend. People were buying stuff on Amazon. They're having stuff shipped to their house. Where are you going? My good sir, ma'am, where are we going? We're in quarantine. What is going on?
Yeah, I was doing good during the
Shopping, buying. So I always tell people, no matter what you do, it should be a full circle with the beauty industry, simply because people are always going to shop, and especially women. I'm like, so it's a lot of fine broke women out here, I guess. I mean, there's some truth in that. I can't even deny that.
I'm not gonna lie.
No way. It's just no way.
When COVID hit and everybody was quote unquote quarantined, we found ways to get our nails and our lashes and our hair done.
Oh, yeah.
From the beginning to the end.
I was selling press-ons.
Okay.
You know,
Yeah,
the
see,
pandemic was great to
press-ons
me.
Really came in during COVID, because to this day a lot of people wear those now. They
But
really,
like, okay,
really
I got a question, because like I'm disconnected from that, because I literally did not get my nails done. So, and I've been natural pretty much since then, and I've done some stuff in between with my nails, but I've appreciated my own nails just because I realized the beauty in my natural nails. But I'm asking, like, how long did those press-on nails stay on? Like, all jokes aside, because I feel like press-on nails, I'm like, them
They
gonna
don't-
pop
they're
off
not
by the
the
time I
same like
clean the
they were.
kitchen, cook, like, they're coming off. That's how I feel. But
I mean, I
could be
really
wrong.
didn't know. I didn't even wear them. I was just selling them, but I don't know.
Capitalism at its best, right there.
Brand were lasting a couple weeks.
Yeah, I heard they were.
It was
Yeah.
lasting a couple
What type of glue are you guys using? Gorilla glue? What's
I
going
don't
on?
know.
I don't know.
It's not-
Hey, but
I didn't sell the glue.
That's what women used to wear like back in the 80s. Remember them Lee press on commercials?
What?
Press on.
What? You press on nail wasn't nothing I ever seen.
Press
Yeah,
on
that's what the
nails
fuck
and
they used to wear
Jerry
all the time and
Yeah, I'm
shit.
just saying, I'm out the loop. I don't know, but I let it, I was like, hey, this is what it is. So press on nails, because my daughter, she'll like dibble and dabble in them. I'm like, why are you putting on press on nails at 10 o'clock at night? Where you going?
On live the next morning. That's what the.
No, she don't do live, but she has social media, but still, she don't even be on there with that. So
Let me ask you this: with what you chose as your product and what you're distributing right now, what was your hardest challenge in starting this business?
I'm finding a manufacturer. So it took me, I'm going to say 2 years.
Oh, damn.
You know, because I started off as a boutique owner selling clothes.
Okay.
And then I was like, well, I want my own line. So I was doing research, developing, and then, 2 years. 2 years to find my manufacturer.
I'm not trying to get you to put too many of your trade secrets out. Are you getting your manufacturing in state or not in state, in country or out of the country?
No,
right
it's
now?
out of the country. I've tried in state, but they wasn't making what I wanted them to, so I had to outsource.
And then people don't understand that because even if you do find it here, it's gonna be triple what you gonna pay. Because I got manufacturers here and overseas.
Okay.
So China, Italy, stuff like that. But when I tried to find the manufacturers here to do the same stuff, nah.
Yeah.
What does the prices look like during this? You know, we going through this major inflation. Everything is ridiculously high right now. Have you seen that in your industry too?
Yeah, shipping kills me.
Yeah.
Okay.
So, I went from shipping from on a boat to flying because it take too long on the boat.
Right.
And my customers was getting impatient with me. And I'm like, well, it's not me.
Yeah.
It's my manufacturer, it's custom. So I had to start flying, and
So it's pretty
that
much-
cost a lot.
So it's pretty much damn if you do, damn if you don't.
Yeah.
Like,
Right.
Yeah.
And the listeners that's hearing these questions and answers, don't get discouraged if you're thinking about this. We're asking these things because the best way to find out about anything you're about to start is from people who've already been through the trials, tribulations of starting these businesses, getting them going. It's not as easy as you think.
It's not.
Yeah, it's a lot of work and time.
A lot of work and time, and I also published a book, Dear Entrepreneur. It's just some steps, and the steps I took, and I put Bible verses in it to go along with it because sometimes you need that motivation. I also need motivation. I'm the person who's always motivating others.
Yeah.
But whereas other people, I got my family and friends, but I just know it feel good to have that support.
Yeah.
Yeah, reciprocity is important.
Where can they get that book at?
Yeah.
It's on my website, www.bcouturestyles.com.
Okay. All right.
So I do have the last question.
Okay.
Because I think for us women, when it comes to any of our beauty products or accessories and clothes, like what let you know that the manufacturer that you were working with was of quality to your expectations?
Well, I had to find another one. So what I'm gonna tell people right now is like have more than just one manufacturer. And I only been in a year producing my own products. So within that year, I've learned like, okay, I need to find somebody else. Like it gets better and better. But when I first started out, I was like, okay. But then, I produced like 3 or 4 handbags. I'm like, no, I can't put that out because I don't want my brand to be considered
Absolutely.
Trash. So but you learn and you grow from it. So just have more than one resource.
Yeah, absolutely.
It's best to probably order samples too first,
Yeah.
so you can see what the quality is of the manufacturer.
Yeah.
Yep.
Have you had staffing issues? Everybody's facing staffing issues.
Well, it's just me.
Okay.
I've tried to hire a couple of people to run my social media, teenagers, but I feel like I get it done right when I do it myself. Right. Yeah. It's pretty overwhelming at times. So now I was like, I need to like step back, take a break, refocus, revamp. But I want to get to that point where I can have like a full staff.
Yeah.
Well, where are all the social media? Where can we find you?
I'm on Facebook, Instagram, TikTok, Couture Styles, at Couture Styles.
You want to spell that out just for the people that don't listen?
BEKATURESTYLES.
And Drake said it nice. He said, for people that don't listen, I'm going to say the real. For y'all motherfuckers that can't spell. She just spelled it for you.
Spelled it for y'all.
Right.
Say not only that, if y'all have any questions at home, y'all can call in at 248-240-2380. And make sure y'all like and share. You know what I'm saying? Like, hey, it don't cost nothing, like you said. And subscribe.
You watching on YouTube,
Definitely.
make sure you subscribe.
Yep.
So we just wrapped our interview up with Lena. You hanging out while we go over the topic?
Yeah.
All right, so we're about to hop into our main topic. And our main topic is what is black? And we're basically going to touch on what is the concept of black? When you call black as a people, do you really understand what that is, or do you really understand what you are as a so-called black person?
I can go first. I don't know. Red just start laughing so much.
Because I've been answering this question for like 49 years. It's like,
Right. Because the people, I'm not black, but I'm half black.
Did y'all pick this topic because I was coming on here today? What the hell is this? No.
I think that for me, for the longest, I fed into the narrative of we African American, we came here on slave ships, we did this, we did that. But as I started becoming more conscious and I started really reading and understanding exactly, starting with the fact that we were already here, you know what I'm saying, and really starting to understand what's going on, it's easy for them to label us to keep us confused.
Right.
And I stopped feeding into the narrative of you this, you that, you this. And I'm not really I'm not going to give myself a label at this point. You know what I'm saying? And if I am going to give myself a label, I'll say Aboriginal.
Right.
Over African American.
Right.
Mm-hmm.
You know what I'm saying? So I feel like a lot of people struggle with that, but a lot of people think they from Africa and they really not. And I'm sorry to bust a lot of people's bubbles. A lot of people are not from Africa. Like, yeah, like life originated from there, but a lot of people bloodline is not from Africa.
No. Well, you have Aboriginals who was here
Yes.
prior to slavery, and a lot of them was taken as slaves. But you also have, it is some that was brought over.
Yeah, absolutely.
But the majority probably was from here.
Yes.
And because a lot of people don't understand, a lot of these Indian tribes, what people thought, a lot of them were black people.
We're black people.
And so a lot of the Aboriginals that was here, they exited out. They basically eradicated our history to make it known that we weren't original people here.
Mm-hmm.
So, yeah, we do have, the Native Americans that was tribes, but we had a lot of black tribes that was here as well. So.
And I feel like it's really easy to just say, well, you're from Africa versus being already here, because if everybody start realizing that they're already here and the few Native Americans that is getting compensation for what happened, they will have to give compensation to all of us,
Right.
and they don't want to do that.
No.
So it's easy to be like, well, you just came from a ship. I don't know what country you came from, but you came from a ship from over there. But I always tell people, yeah, they did a lot of damage to us, but stop giving them that much fucking credit. Stop making people feel and think that they were just able to just go over there and do the damage that they put in history that they did. We fought back, they fought back, and it wasn't the way they try to make it seem out to be.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? It was definitely harsh, but even when they came over here, they didn't start off slaughtering people. They fed them with blankets and shit, with smallpox.
with the
They
lies,
weakened them.
yeah.
They got them weakened, then they took over. They got them sick first. They didn't just come over and just slaughter, because we definitely fought back, and we have always fought back. They got them sick first. They got them weak first. Then they took over. It was always manipulation, like it is to this day.
I like to tell people
Go ahead. Yep.
all the time, and I don't mean to cut you off.
No, you good.
People need to understand something when it comes to history and the way this world works. Back in the dawn of time, somebody figured out the man that controls history controls the narrative and the world.
Because it's his story.
It's history, so
Yeah.
they can write it how they want. Before you go to taking a side and saying, I'm this, I'm that, I'm this, I'm that, really look at the history of the world, and you'll realize a lot of these continents that they claim was European, African, Asian, they were connected at a period
They
in
were.
time.
And you can look at it and tell on the map,
Pangea,
even now. You can look at it and tell on the map that at some point it was connected.
And then I'm going to give one more that a lot of folks don't realize. White cannot produce black. White cannot produce darker shades. Therefore, if you want to look at it logically, Black folks have always been the primary species and being on this planet because we can produce whatever color comes in the rainbow.
Absolutely.
And that's real. Any mixture of folks can produce whatever texture or tone of skin there is. And some genius figured out, if I make you believe you're different based on the tone of the skin, I can control the narrative of how I want this to go.
Yeah.
So just to piggyback off of something that you just said, okay? So like the concept of say white and black, right, is really about social status, okay? So you know, back in ancient times, you actually had people darker than anybody else up in here that was labeled as white due to their moral or their, say, high chiefdom or their closeness to God, like if you was a priest and stuff like that. So you have like a lot of quote unquote Berbers that was in, say, North Africa, right? That was actually labeling themselves as white because of their actual highness as far as being to God. So for one, black and white is really just a social status of this new construct. All right. For two, when you have another people, like you said, in history that's telling their history, they actually are the ones who's labeling what they want you to be instead of you knowing who you are. So for one example, you know, we can go back in time and say, okay, Pangea. If say Pangea is really where humanity and stuff started from. We are all technically, say, quote unquote, African or from that same landmass and migrated to different areas. Yes. Okay. So there is no one that actually can say, oh, well, I'm African American or I'm Mexican American or I'm, you know, or African, whatever. Just put African in front of everything and then everything can be on the even playing ground. Right. But let's say like this, okay? So let's play devil's advocate. Well, I ain't gonna say devil's advocate, say angel's supporter. So you have where you can look back in history and look at all the different names and stuff that other people have called us. Other people have called us Ethiopians. Other people have called us Moors. Other people have called us copper colored. Other people have called us black, African Americans, people of color, minorities, all these different labels. But at the end of the day, we are the Aboriginal people of this earth, just in general. In general. So we are everywheres. That means that we was everywhere. You know, even if you look at the word, say Asia, Asia is just means to the east. Okay, so once you start doing like just simple things like your genealogy, I actually have like information as far as my own genealogy to prove what kind of like verbal historical stuff that my father had told me before he passed. But we actually have literature and everything as far as Ancestry.com going back to the 1500s, right? So the first thing that I would say that a lot of people don't realize is when you start thinking about, say, Europe itself, you know what I mean? Like European countries, well, guess what? It was still, quote unquote, say, black or original Aboriginal people in those lands. So once again, once you start looking at France, Algeria, Morocco, and all those different places, those were actually, you know, melanated people that occupied those lands. So when you go back to, like I said, the 1500s, then I can go ahead and trace it back to these different plantations to where you could see full-blooded, say, native. And I'm not going to say native because now the definition for native didn't already change. So Aboriginal, say, people of this land, you know. So just to, like I said, let you know, like, I found out that, you know, 2 of my great-grandmothers or whatever are Aboriginal to this land. So, you know, the whole narrative of even when you look at their documentation to say back in, say, 1619, in 1619, it was 20 odd Negroes that they transported, say, from Africa, just 20. Then once you go even a little bit further, you'll find out that it was only 6 to maybe 3% of people that was transported from Africa that quote unquote was Africans. But look at, say, this is a question I ask y'all. How many people do y'all actually think that will be non-melanated, as we would say, far as Caucasians or whatever, that actually came from those ships, because we do know that they are the true immigrants, right, of, say, America or anywhere else, right?
Yeah.
So the narrative that everybody did come from, say all of us melanated people, whatever, came from Africa on some slave ships, is just totally lies. Another thing, just real quick, is check out this guy named Walter Packler, right? He was born in like the 1800s. He died in like 1947. It's well known that he actually was ahead of Virginia's sensory statistics, where he actually changed several tribes, over say 10,000 say Aboriginal people, from being Indians to Negroes. So how many times have they did that in different places?
Right.
They did it a lot.
There you
Which
go.
is why even
bad.
going
I just
back,
had to get some of
they
that shit
have even, and this goes back to when people say that we are the minorities,
Right.
and I constantly correct them. We are not the minorities.
Not
And then they
just
say,
globe,
yes, we
yeah.
are. No, we're not. Because are we talking about what we are labeled as, or we were talking about the actual melanin that's in our skin?
Right.
If you base it off what we labeled as, then yeah, you can easily say we're the minorities because of what they labeled us as. But actually, we are not the minorities. And I really wish that all of these all of us will understand that Mexicans, Arabics, blacks, Somalians, Jamaicans, if we stop trying to classify each other and realize that we all have one thing in common, and that's the fact that we have melanin, and they don't, the people that classified us, that would make us strong as a whole right there, and that makes them outnumbered.
Right.
And that's when we become powerful.
So here's the question then. Once again, what is black? Show me where black country is on the map when it comes to, say, nationality, when it comes to saying, hey, who you are, because you can point on the map and say, quote unquote, where's Ireland at? You can put, you know what I'm saying, where somebody can say, hey, I'm Irish, right? Or I'm from Russia,
Right.
so I'm Russian. Show me where African American at, because that's really is a fucking misnomer. You know what I'm saying? Show me where that shit is at on the map when it even comes to say nationality.
Just like there's no black country, there's no white country. So
Right.
what they
So
what they
where's
do
white? Exactly.
what they do is to me
There you
they
go.
try to use it as a generalized term based upon skin color, right? So
Social
generalized
status, yeah.
term. And it doesn't make sense, like we were all saying, because at some point, it's everybody's like some sort of melting pot. At some point, I'm sure that some of us will find that we're Irish, we're German, or we're something else, right? And if you go down
all the way from ruined France, but like I was saying though,
but you get what I mean. At some point, everybody's mixed with some of something.
Exactly.
So I say that to say, just like then when they even like let's subtract white or black, then you have Asian. Asian underlines Filipino, Japanese, Korean, all of that. So they use these generalized terms because, like she was saying, if we were to distinguish like everybody from what they actually are, then checks need to be cut.
So look, do people even,
checks.
so look, do people even realize that Russians are Asian?
I'm sure.
Yeah.
I mean,
I
they
didn't
on the
know
same.
that.
So look, no, they're on the same continent.
But
Genghis Khan.
Listen.
So
You got
part-
India, you got Russia, you got China. That's all on the same continent.
Russians are descendants of Genghis
But
Khan.
it's separated. So Russia is actually half of it is in Europe, half of it is in Asia.
Right.
But it's all one. Take away the lines itself. Look at the landmass. It's all one landmass.
No, that's what I'm saying though. But based off what it is, half is in one continent, half is in the other.
Yeah.
But the whole thing of it is, like, they give us labels to say what you are, based off what they created and what they're saying it is.
and to keep control.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And then ultimately, I don't have no issue with the word black. And the only reason why is just because black is what the universe made of. So that's what we are made of. Melanin is dark. That's what we are constructed of. So it don't really bother me to a certain extent. Where it comes into play with me and I have an issue is where you try to categorize, like Q was saying, the majority of the people is black outside of, if you want to look at it like that.
Right.
So you can't just say people that's supposed to be from Africa or the islands and shit like that is black.
Right.
Because ultimately we all know that it had to be something spinned off, like going back to what one of y'all said, either you, Q's, or Keys, that, or it might have been Franco, but anyway, you can't create. Nobody else can create different colors except people with melanin in them. And so, that had to exist from a certain race. They can't reproduce that same color with so-called white or Caucasians or anything of that nature.
So let me ask y'all this. So do y'all remember, like, growing up? I don't know if I think we probably caught the tail end, but I do remember, far as just even listening to like my grandfather and like older people that's like 80, 90, maybe even in their 60s. They remember when calling somebody black was really like a derogatory term where they didn't like accept that. Like, you know what I'm saying? It was like fighting words, you know what I'm saying? So you had that back in that time, and then into the 1988 or whatever with, say, Jesse Jackson coming up with, say, the idea of saying, oh, black is not good enough, we don't want to be called that, to where he was at it was a conference that he was at. It was like his second time running for president back in 1988 or something like that, and he spoke about, oh, we want to be called African American, and it's like, there we go again, so it's like, you have different people always trying to go ahead and label us, but you never hear nobody else being labeled nothing other than what they always been labeled.
Right.
Like, I don't understand why people don't understand, like, that's a problem to me, because it's like, well, if it's good for us, why ain't good for everybody else?
Right.
You understand what I'm saying?
I also feel like, too, and let me ask y'all if y'all feel like this, part of the label has a big part to play in religion. You know what I'm saying? Because if you think about, let's just say if you think about, the Arabic, they call themselves Muslims. Then you think about, over in Asia, some of them, or India, those are Hindu. I feel like all of that also played a part in being able to categorize the color, because once you separate a person from religion, and then you got this one bunch of a group that's this religion and also has this type of hair, has this type of skin color, it's easier to categorize that group. You get what I'm saying?
But even when you look at, say religion or whatever, then you have like the story in the Bible about, say, Ham, Shem, and the other son or whatever. You know what I'm saying? Where the one son or whatever that's supposed to be attached to, say, blackness or whatever, you know what I'm saying, is the one that got shunned. You know what I'm saying? So it's
been going on since the beginning of time.
So
That's why
you understand what I'm saying?
That's
so it's
basically why I don't mess with religion.
Yeah.
Because of that, because it's man-made. It's wrote, is created. It's not factual. It's not actual proof of something. It's more so a lot of it's been changed, and even some of the people in the Bible may have existed, and they twisted it to make it. You know what I'm saying? To
just
benefit
like
their
perception
narrative.
is their reality.
Yeah, because even if you go back to Egyptian time, it was. They try to. That's why you see all these statues and everything with the nose cut off, and all that, because they don't want them to know what the truth is. All them hieroglyphics and all that stuff, them pictures was painted dark. You don't. So that tells you right then and there what the people were that existed back in that time. So we people try to count Egypt as modern times and say it was Arabics and this and that.
Oh, they still saying that. Did y'all see that video?
But that's what I'm saying.
Did you see that video with them Arabics over in Egypt was arguing with them Africans saying that it's not Africa?
No, when it was called Kemet, and it was called he was something prior to Kemet.
So it was called Kemet, it was called Kush, it was called
Egypt
Ethiopia.
was originally
So the whole continent of, say, quote unquote Africa was actually in shit labeled Ethiopia.
Right.
So
What everybody got to realize is that religion is the world's oldest form of government.
Yeah.
Hear me well.
no, that's true.
People figured out a long time ago. Again, this is some dude we'll never hear about, we'll never know. But somebody sit back and figured out. If I can tap into a person's faith, if I can make them believe my narrative, then I can control how they move, what they think, and how they live. Religion, whether it's Baptist, Kemet, Muslim, whatever it is, Buddhism, those are all tools of mass control. Now, mind you, some of the Christians gonna get upset Don't want you to get upset. I don't want you to think I'm talking about God is a tool of control. But do understand, religion is the first organized governmental faction in the world.
To govern your mind.
It was control.
That's
it was
right.
Control
Yeah.
propaganda.
Yeah, it's also what caused these wars and everything else that has happened.
Yeah.
Yeah, the chieftain went to the tribal sorcerer or seer or whatever, because the religion, the faith, the belief in the unknown.
Yeah.
So some individual got smart, said, you know what? Let me organize this and put it together, the structure, and do it the way I want. That's like us as Americans. They governed us under the Bible in the slavery days. That's what they used as the tool to make us believe this shit here is supposed to be natural.
Yep.
Yep. And I just want to put a disclaimer out. He is not saying that God does not exist.
Right.
Because a lot of people get those two things mixed up. Oh, y'all don't believe in God. No. No one is saying we don't believe in God. But I definitely have broke away from religion. Me personally, I grew up as Jehovah's Witness. And I personally feel like that religion destroyed my family. I feel like the religion itself destroyed my family, because even within the religion itself, it kept us segregated. If you're not a Jehovah's Witness, then we can't associate with you. I don't give a damn if you my daughter, my granddaughter, sister, you stay away. You are worldly. You know what I'm saying? It kept us, and even in I'm not gonna lie, y'all, even in that religion, every time we got our watchtowers and shit, it was always a white man on there.
Yeah.
You know, but our congregation is full of black people, but then the circuit overseer is some old white man. Like, that shit was confusing to me.
And the crazy thing about that is because, like, till recently, maybe you say late 90s or whatever, mid 90s, the majority of black people start saying, you know, well, there's no white Jesus, it's black Jesus, but this and that. But prior to all that, that's what we believe.
They had a white Jesus in their living room.
Yeah, exactly. My mother even used to have a picture of white Jesus.
Remember that episode of Good Times where Michael painted that black Jesus?
A lot of the
Florida.
damn, right. People don't understand. Like, you got even the Pope, supposed to be the holiest person in Christianity, Catholic, this and that. He prays to a black statue.
Yeah, Black Madonna.
The shrine of the Black Madonna. Yeah. So you don't. Why would he do that? So why would you think if supposedly the holiest man that's supposed to exist go and do this,
man,
but yet
people don't
you
know.
still worshiping a white
But
Jesus?
you gotta understand, it's brain control. It's control.
Yeah.
So a lot of people, they are so far gone as far as being manipulated that even when you try to break that down and you're making all the sense in the world, they're not gonna want to hear that, because we have been beat and forced to believe that white is white. It's right. That's powerful.
It's easier to believe a lie because then you don't have to do the research.
Yeah.
Exactly.
And no offense, the average person is not going to think for themselves.
Yep.
And I literally just had this conversation with a client. People would rather have somebody else think for them. But that's the society we live in. And think about, as technology advances, we don't even remember phone numbers no more. And that's a basic thing. I'm not even asking you to do research. What's your mama phone number?
Don't know.
They don't even know. So asking somebody to actually like crack open an encyclopedia or a book at that, not even just Google, an actual book, is asking now for a lot.
And I don't even blame, like, our parents and grandparents, because this is what they was taught.
That's what they
Yeah.
taught.
You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, that's all they knew.
This is what was passed on to them generation to generation to generation. And the problem is, though, like you said, old people are set in their ways. They're not trying to veer off because their parents and their grandparents, this is what was taught.
And they've been taught to think for so long a certain type of way.
So this is what they believe, and they don't want to hear nothing else because you're not telling me nothing different. Oh, that's new wave garbage, blah blah blah. Yeah. Even if you try to show them the evidence, they don't want to hear it.
Oh, they get mad.
Yeah, but at some point, that's why now, that's like all this shit going on now in the world is meant to happen, and because the spiritual awakening is happening, and people are waking up and starting to see certain things, and the like just like with politics, people not falling for that shit like they used to no more. People understanding like, I don't give a fuck if you're a Democrat or Republican. You ain't got my, at least if you're black and Mexican, you ain't got my best interests at heart.
At all.
You know what I'm saying? Where before the black people just latched on to the Democrats just because that's what you were taught through generation.
Yeah, but if you actually do the research, Democrat Party wasn't even for the blacks.
Exactly.
Nah, not at all.
So I don't know. I just think that we're at a deficit, and when we're speaking about these topics, it always goes back to like, how do we change this narrative? How do we inform each other? How do we collectively add value to our community with, you know, giving that knowledge? And then also, like, when you look and you go back to religion, it goes back to social status. Like, how many people, like, you'll talk to somebody and they be like, oh, I'm Catholic. Like,
Yeah, like that's
Like
better.
that ain't shit because first thing I hear about Catholic, like just if you look on a historical aspect, just look at the Papal Bull, right? The Papal Bull and shit, you know what I'm saying, was the Catholic motherfucking declaration for the most part and shit to go to native lands and kill off everybody and shit that didn't convert to
Holy
Catholicism.
wars.
You know what I'm saying? And stuff like that. So you can just go back to, 1492, and go from there. You know what I'm saying? So people be always talking about, oh, our history started at 1619. Bullshit. No, you got to go further than that. You know what I'm saying? Mm-hmm. You can go back to say the Phoenicians, the Carthaginians, and stuff like that. You know what I'm saying? Like you said, hey, we in Rome like a motherfucking Carthaginian. If y'all know what the fuck I'm talking about. So
speaking of native lands, it's funny that you brought that up. So, and I say that to even say like off of some of the ignorance I had. So, I moved to California in 2009 or something like this. So this was years ago. Mm-hmm. I didn't even know that they were allowing people that proved a certain percentage to be able to live on that land for free.
Well,
and that's crazy.
Well, here's the thing. See, people fail to realize too. Here we go with say the $5 Indian, which is been well documented and recorded. You know what I'm saying? Where you start dealing with the Dawes rolls and stuff like that, as far as the 5 civilized tribes, where you had actually Caucasians able to go ahead and pay $5 to be, say, the natives. You know what I'm saying?
Well, we don't know if they're okay. So just to finish,
we do know.
Sometimes, so there's Cherokee Native American, and Cherokee Native American, they are fair skinned, they're blonde hair and blue eyes.
My great grandmothers are Cherokee. So
I say this to say sometimes I get what you mean, but I don't know if we are using our eyes to classify whether or not they're white.
But listen,
or if we
make every color, right? So look, just like what Red said earlier.
No, I'm not disagreeing that. I'm just saying, if you see somebody, you like, oh, $5 they pay for that. Are they white or are they Native American?
No.
We don't know.
No. What I'm saying is the ones and stuff that's in control of like a lot of the stuff that's going on now.
Sure. I get what you mean. Yeah, but I'm just saying, like outside looking in, these people that were on native land when I lived in California at the time, they looked like they were white and they weren't. And then even some of these Native American people, they look Mexican. And man, I tell you, if you confuse that, it was a problem. You thought Puerto Ricans and Mexicans got mad? Oh, no. They were Native American. And if you were calling them Mexican and everything outside, and they'd go off on you. They'd be like, I'm Native American. I'd be like, oh.
No, I get some of my best mushrooms from Little Toe Bigfoot.
Little Toe Bigfoot.
I do feel like this though, and I'm gonna play devil's advocate real quick. Going back to religion real quick. Okay. Because you kept okay. So anyway, going back to religion, I just want to ask y'all this. Okay, you see how people are starting to wake up,
right?
Okay, but I'm not gonna lie. At the same time that I'm seeing people are starting to wake up, I'm starting to see a lot of people losing their morals. And I do feel like, not all, but I feel like a lot of religions did keep certain morals in the aspect.
But you know what? I don't even contribute to what's going on with people losing their morals based off religion.
So you don't feel like that has anything to do with it? Nothing?
No, I'm gonna tell you why.
Okay.
I think it's more so of the society we live in today. The shit that's being pushed on us, that's creating these people to lose their morals.
Okay.
So it's more so Because you still got people, just as many people that probably was religious back in the day that still is now. So I don't think it's. I think it's more so just look at it like this. In the era when we was coming up, we were younger, and our parents on this and that. You didn't see as many, and not to say, because let me put this disclaimer out first. I'm not bashing homosexuals or anything, people gay, and none of that. But you didn't see that promoted the way it is now. You didn't see, even in the rap game, you have female rappers rapping about being gay like it's cool. Like so now you got the younger crowd seeing this, and that's what they okay, she made it. Now I got to be the way she is so I can make it. You know what I'm saying? Let me rap about, let me try about. They really think, and which a lot of them probably not even living these lives. Yeah. But they don't know that. These younger
Because look at Nicki Minaj. She started off on that shit, but once she got in, you don't even hear her talk about that shit no more. So she was a whole nigga.
She graduated from the pole to the lyrics to She Rich. She ain't got to talk about that no more.
So you getting all this pushed on us is no different than what was being pushed in religion. That was the key at the time. That was the main thing of the control. So now the control is TV, internet, music, and everything else. And now they falling prey to that. The younger generation is falling prey to that, and they don't think there's nothing wrong with it. So they don't feel like they losing their morals because everybody's doing it in their generation. So they think it's all right.
Yeah. The one thing I will say when you speaking about, say, just in religion, you know what I'm saying, or for people and shit that believe in God, just know this. Because this is one of my sayings or whatever, you know what I'm saying? How can you go wrong when your oldest ancestor is God? How? So just to know, you know what I'm saying, you know, that when you get up in the morning and stuff like that, just remember that shit. You know what I'm saying? Like, we always talk about and shit like our great-grandmothers, our great-grandfathers and stuff like that or whatever and shit. You are your DNA. You are your ancestors. So, but just remember and shit, your oldest ancestor is God. Like, that shit is profound. If you look, you know what I'm saying? If you look at it, you know what I'm saying? So,
I just wanna break it down to this. I really don't recognize no religion.
Yeah,
I recognize faith.
yeah.
Because the basic fiber of us as human beings in survival is to have faith in something that's bigger than us.
Yep.
Yeah.
So whether you call him God, Jesus, Buddha, Allah, Kemet, whatever it is, the bottom line of this is faith is the strongest motivator in human beings. The human beings that figured out how to capitalize off of faith turned it into religion. The Catholics had the holy wars. The Muslims are still fighting them. The Baptists have always fought the Protestant, the Mormon, and then the conventional believer. But it really don't matter in the end.
Yep.
They got different names. They got different images. But as human beings, we all lay back on faith. We rely on faith and that something bigger than us.
So just to sum up everything before we get ready to move on to Facts by Frank. Black is just more than a term. Black is the people that's being called black are more than what you're labeled. We're a race of individuals that's been around since the beginning of time, that's created more things that people can realize and get credit for. We are the original people, and some people may not want to hear that, but it's true. We are something that is special. We're made of the same thing the universe is made of. And with that being said, we have to understand, even if you're called black or African American or whatever they call you, don't let that define you, because we are more than what a label is that's placed upon us.
Absolutely.
Yes.
So now we gonna get into
That was profound in a motherfucker. I ain't even gonna lie. And the shit Red said, Red meant that shit. Like, I don't know what you drinking, but Red was like, this motherfucker.
That's me and Johnny taking that walk.
And Johnny Walker, boy. But Dre, that shit was profound. Like, I felt a little emotional off that shit right there. Like, I could beat somebody.
Right.
All right, we're going to hit the facts, and the facts are think before you speak. That's what I'm going to say. Think before you speak. Don't get emotional. Stop being so hood and think, is this going to affect my financial future? And what you say, is it going to give you the outcome that you want in the end? Yes, I am referring to the Monique situation because before we started, we had a conversation. Monique handled that shit in a way she knew better. Now she's lost money because he's going to throw her off the tour. But the hood is like, go ahead, Monique, say what the fuck you want to say. Grow the fuck up. You're over 50. You know what I'm saying?
Yes.
I'm not saying don't get nobody told because sometimes you got to step to somebody.
Right.
But you don't do it like that.
it's the same way you do it.
And that's 100. Now, do I want to say Monique? I'm going to say Monique knows better. You know what I'm saying? And the way she handled it was off the cuff. Period. Mm-hmm. Now she's lost all this money because they're going to throw her off the tour.
Right.
And it's DL's tour. He's going to sell tickets, period.
Right.
And Lena made a comment, and I'm going to paraphrase, about us acting like kings when we respond. DL acted like a king.
Yes, he
because
did.
the first thing a headliner can do is get your ass off stage.
Right.
Yeah.
Get her off stage. He let her finish her set.
Yes, he did.
DL's known for snapping on people.
Right.
That's how we started. So the first thing he could have said was, oh, you call me a bitch, but your husband takes it in the ass. And that's real talk. They have, everybody knows he's gay, and they have an open relationship. That shit is out there, okay? He did not do any of that shit, period. The only thing he did was went out and did his material, then responded to her and said, hey, it's this person, it's that person, now it's me.
Yeah.
He didn't diss her at all. Red and I know the business. We know how it goes. Monique knows the pecking order.
Yes.
She ain't been on stage in years.
Yes.
So what makes you think you're gonna headline a tour like that?
That's true.
You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
When you take the gig, they call you, who's on the show? Okay, you either say, yes, I want to work with that person if you headline it, or not. Okay, I work with anybody. Now there's two people I won't work with.
Right.
You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Red and I are on a show. When you really headline, it's like, well, who's closing? Because I don't want to stick around.
Right.
Yeah.
Right.
You feel
Let
me?
Get to my
Right,
weed house.
we want to leave. Now, are there certain people I will not open up for? Hell the fuck yes. If you knew and you think you closing the show, I'm not opening for your ass.
Yeah.
That shit ain't happening. So my point is, think before you want to get hood and ghetto and talk about, yep, I got to express my emotions. Think about the future. Think about who you're hurting. Because you got to be running out of money. You ain't did shit in years.
Yeah.
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 And then when you in the hood on 7 Mile, yeah, girl, you really fell off. But we love you, though. So that's my point for everybody. You ain't got to be gangster with your shit.
Right.
Pull a motherfucker in the corner. If it's going to affect you financially, hold your peace. Don't get emotional. Because technically, her road manager should have handled that shit.
Yeah,
but it shows you she ain't got one anymore.
Yeah.
Just like it shows you her reputation dropped. Her representation dropped her. Because I can guarantee you right now, DL didn't say shit. His road manager was like, he ain't gonna perform if this.
Right.
He probably didn't even talk to her. Because Red will tell you, a lot of times comedians don't get along. We don't speak at the show.
Right.
You'll be like, what's up? You'll be on that side. You be on that side. How long is he doing? Okay, and we don't have a conversation.
Yep.
So that's my fact for today.
And
Back with Frank. All right.
I just want to add to this, Monique, your money running out. You got to give me all my money for my weed. I'm not cutting you no deal.
So
Who we got on the show next week?
next week we have who we have on the show
We
next
have
week?
Tia Black.
Tia
in the
Black
building.
on the
Okay.
show next week. All right. And we
She's
want to
the
get
host of Monologues, and
Yep.
she's an actress as well.
All right. Then we want to give a shout out and shit to our special guest today.
Thank you,
Brandy
Brandy.
J.
Thank you for having me.
Make sure
Thank you.
Make sure y'all check her out on all her socials. Cop a couple bags from her. No, fuck a couple.
Right.
Buy about 10, 15 from her. You know what I'm
Thank
saying?
you.
Support.
No
Make sure-
discounts, don't ask.
Don't
Please don't.
Make sure y'all like, share Straight Shooting Podcast and subscribe. You know what I'm saying?
Shout out to my
Shout
brother,
out
Detroit
Red.
Red, for stepping in.
Happy
Definitely.
birthday, Detroit Red.
Come
Happy
through.
birthday.
What you got
Happy
coming up,
birthday,
man? I know
brother.
I know you got to plug something real quick.
So listen here. The fathers don't get the respect they
yeah,
should
you
get.
right.
Mother's Day, the restaurants are packed. The gifts are off the chain. Fathers, we doing it for us this year.
That's right.
June 17th, which is a Friday, Father's Day weekend. Also Juneteenth weekend. Also Gemini season. It's the pre-Father's Day grown and sexy comedy cabaret. Over 10 vendors. Half of them are geared at men. 360 booth. 5 of the livest comics in the city of Detroit. An immediate after party. We in a decent hall. Holla at me, follow me, Comedian Detroit Red. You get all the information. Let's represent these real fathers out here. We tired of this.
We going as a
Shout out to the
podcast, right?
fathers.
We going, right?
right.
We going, right?
That's all. I think that's all men's thing.
Let me solve this now. The whole Straight Shooting Podcast is invited.
There we go. See? There we go.
Everybody.
We there.
Don't be rolling
We
your
there.
eyes at that
We
lady.
there. We there, y'all.
Unfortunately, I ain't gonna be able to make it. Only because I do a Juneteenth bash at the house every year. So
What day is that on?
it is on that Saturday
So
before.
that's an invite. I'll see you
Good
there.
thing my shit's that Friday. I'll see you.
See? See? I'm there.
I'm there then.
All right,
there.
y'all.
Bet. So look. Oh, my bad.
Oh, go ahead, Joe.
We want to thank everybody that checked in today on
Yes, yes.
YouTube, Instagram, Facebook.
Yep.
Everybody that's out there listening. Soon we will be also broadcasting on Apple Podcasts. You can catch us on there too coming up. Thank you, everybody. We appreciate the support that y'all give us each and every week. We love y'all, and we are
Out. Peace, y'all.